everybody, Patrick Taylor here, and welcome back to my channel. As you can read from the title below, today's video is going to be story time. It's going to be part 2 of why I called my store manager a bitch. Story time. And like I said, it's going to be 3 parts, but I might just do the 3rd part in this video because like I'm probably not going to feel like making another part. And the 3rd part really wasn't that dramatic, so this is going to be 2 parts. So this is the 2nd and final part. In my last story time, but I think I left off with the little bitch, Corella or whatever, shutting the door in my face. So that's where I think I left off. So let's just get it popping. So basically, after she shut the door in my face, I opened the door and I asked everybody back there. I was like, yo, did y'all see this motherfucker just shut the door in my face? So everybody is agreeing with me. Everybody's like, bro, like, yeah, she just shut that door in your face. What you finna do? So I had to, and mind you, when I asked them that, she was standing right next to me. Like, she was standing right there. And she didn't say anything. She didn't apologize. She didn't say, like, oh, well, yeah, I didn't mean to, like, shut the door on you. She didn't say nothing like that. So I was like, all right, since you're not apologizing, bitch, I'm ready to go snitch. So when I marched my cute ass to the fucking office to tell my manager and tell the store manager. So when I get there, I tell my store manager and my manager and everybody, all the managers or whatever, are in their one room. So I come to them and I'm like, yo, Corella bitch ass just slammed the door in my face and I feel really disrespected, right? So I don't really remember what happened first. I don't really remember if I should have asked my friend what happened. My body hurt so bad, but I don't even remember I don't really remember if my store manager said anything at the time, but I do remember like later down the, like a couple days later, whatever, she had came to me and she was like, yeah, well, Corella's really sorry and she really didn't mean to slam the door in your face. I always told her to keep the door shut. So basically you're telling me it's okay for this crusty, pale face ass, fucking beige face ass bitch to slam the door in my face and I shouldn't feel away, even though me and this bitch just got into a mini little altercation like 2 seconds before the bitch slammed the door in my face. So you're telling me there's no way that this fucking I don't even know what this bitch looks like. She just looks like death. Like this deathly face ass bitch. Y'all really want, like, she really wanted me to believe that there's like she had no ill intent shutting the door in the kid's face. Bitch, I'm not dumb. Who's texting? I'm not dumb. I knew better than to believe that dumb shit. So I was like, yeah, that really doesn't make no sense to me. Like, why would she slam the door on my face and we just got into a mini altercation, whatever? That doesn't make any sense to me. But basically, she just tried to sweep it under the rug or whatever. Be like, you know what? It doesn't really, it's no big deal. That's basically what you're trying to tell me. So I'm kind of offended and I'm at this point, I'm like, you know what? This bitch really doesn't give a fuck. Now, for mind you, Miss Shin is the name that I gave her. And Miss Shin, like I said, she was I don't know what her nationality was. She could have either been, or ethnicity, I don't know what her ethnic roots were. I don't know if she was either Korean, Philippine, or Japanese. I don't know what she was. But she wasn't black or white. So she was Korean, or I think she was either Korean or something. I don't know. So I was already irritated with that, and I was like, you know what, this bitch really just doesn't give a fuck. And then after that, she did like some more stuff that it was really small, but it was like really big, so it's really not worth telling. But she just know she did some more bullshit, and that led up to the little altercation that I'm about to talk about now. Particular day, whatever the day that I called her a bitch and everything, on this particular day, me and another friend of mine, and her name Bria. I don't even think she gives a fuck. Me and Bria, whatever, me and her was like the same position or whatever. So we was waiting for our manager, Brianna. I think I called her Brianna in the last video. We were waiting for our manager, Brianna, to come in and open the door for us, but she was stuck in traffic or whatever, right? So we was gonna be late. So we would have to get to work at like 7 o'clock, but we clocked in around like 7:10, 7:15, because she was stuck in traffic or whatever. So fast forward to later in the day, Miss Shin had showed up. Her wrinkled Tupperware stiff face ass had showed up to work, and she showed up to work, and she came in, she greeted everybody, but like the true real ass nigga I am, I'm not about to greet you or talk to you, bitch, when I don't even fuck with you. What type of nigga do you think I am? So she comes in and she's like, hey everybody, whatever, this, that, and the third, and she goes upstairs and she goes to the little office or whatever. I want to say like 20 minutes later, this bitch comes back downstairs to be nosy and to ask a couple questions, right? So she asked Bria, Yeah, she asked Bria, why was you and why were you, she asked me and her, why were y'all late this morning, right? So Bria just explains to her like, yeah, Brianna was stuck in traffic or whatever, we couldn't really get in the store without her being there. She was like, oh, okay. So Patrick, why were you late? Do y'all get what I just did? Or what I just said? She asked Bria, why were me and her late? Then she asked me the same question. Okay, so the mature me and the mature side or whatever was like, you know what? She's just making sure that our stories match. I don't know. Or she just wants me to speak for myself. But the petty me was like, why the fuck is this weird face ass bitch asking me the same question she just asked my friend that she asked us. And the thing that pissed me off the most was she asked her, but asked us at the same time. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. But y'all get what the fuck I'm saying. Like, she asked us, but just asked her. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. But either way, she wasted her fucking breath. And the shit was hot. So she wasted her breath asking why the fuck was me and her late when she asked us twice. She asked me again. I was like, basically, this is exactly what I said. I said what she just said, like, we were late because we couldn't get in the store. That's all I said. That's all I repeated. So I guess she kind of knew that I had an attitude or whatever. I really didn't have honestly, I didn't even have an attitude. I just really just didn't feel like being fucked with, honestly. So she like looked at me and she was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. One thing about me is if I'm not fine and I'm not fine, don't ask me if I'm okay. That's the reason why I'm single. Don't ask me no stupid ass question you got an answer to. That will get you fucking popped. Fucking dropped during her neck. Don't ask no dumb ass shit like that. So she's like, yeah, like, are you okay? What's the problem? Are you fine? I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And I turned back around and started doing my work. So this whole time my back is, she's looking at my back. We're not face to face. So this bitch asked me, so what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm helping them in the room. So I really don't feel like talking about my job title. We basically were just updating a fucking room and changing it and shit, that shit. So she's like, yeah, so what are you doing? I'm like, I'm helping them with the room. So she's like, oh, okay, well, yeah. And she just asked some other question, but I just didn't answer. Like, I act like I didn't hear her. So when I was acting like I didn't hear her, I guess she got a little offended or whatever because she kept calling my name. She's like, Patrick, Patrick, Patrick. And she's like saying this. She called me, I want to say, at least 10 times. So by this time, I'm honestly just realizing this bitch is really just trolling. She really just wants to get a reaction out the kids. So I was like, you know what? The best reaction from me, is to give you no reaction. So either I go off on your face and rip that shit off, or I just don't even pay you any mind. So that's what I did. I just act like I didn't even hear the bitch. I didn't say shit. And she just continuously calling me whatever. So I guess eventually she just get fed up. And she's like, you know what? Before you clock, this she tells me. She's like, you know what? Before you clock out, come upstairs and talk to me. I was ready to turn around like, bitch, I don't have to talk to you about shit. But I was like, you know what? Be mature, nigga. Be mature. Like, you're trying to be... This happened, like, 2 years ago? Damn, this happened... No, it happened last year. I'm like... She was... Beginning of last year. No. I don't know. What year are we in? 2017? Yeah, the beginning of last year. So she's like, you know what? Like, before you leave here... Did this happen? I don't even remember when this happened. The ending of last year, 2016, right? Yeah, the end of last year. I done had so many jobs, I don't even know. The ending of last year. So I was really trying to fucking grow and mature as a person, but this bitch really just wasn't trying to see the kid prosper, right? So she's like, yeah, before you leave, come see me. So I wanted to turn around and be like, bitch, I ain't gonna see you about nothing. But I was like, you know what? I'm not finna get her today. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to the bitch, right? So while she's going upstairs, she asked my manager to come with her. So when they go upstairs for like 10 minutes and my manager comes back down and my manager looks a little, Brianna, she looks a little sad, whatever, right? So I'm like, yo, like, what's good? Like, what you got in trouble? Like, what's up? She's like, no, but she told me that she's gonna demote you back to a sales associate. Honestly, looking back, it wasn't that big of a deal, but I know that was her way of getting me off the store. Because even though my pay really didn't increase like that, it still was like, the fuck? Like, I was going to have to go back to the... I was going to be able to register and shit again, and I wasn't really trying to have that. And I was going to have a lot of closing shifts. I wasn't going to have that either, so I was like, you know what? I'm not ready to go back to shit. So I already had in my mind that I was gonna quit. Me and Bria, we already had that in our mind that we was finna quit within the next week or whatever. But apparently my time ended, my shift come or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever this bitch say, she better not come out her mouth and say no off the wall shit, cause I just might go off, right? So I get to her office or whatever, and I sit down in the little chair, and it's hot. I'm gonna tell you, it's hot in there, right? I remember this like it was yesterday. Like, I just remember it being so fucking hot in that room. So I'm sitting in the chair, and she's typing or whatever, and then she turns around, and she just looks at me, and she smiles. So, and like, her smile was weird, because like, her face was so like stiff and just wrinkled, that it really didn't like smile fully. So I don't even know like what it just looked weird. Like, she was just weird. Like, her teeth was brown. Like, she was just weird. So she smashed all them thugs she was smoking, but she turned around, she smiles. I'm like, I'm just looking at her with like pure disgust. Like, what the fuck are you smiling for? What do you want? So she's like, yeah, how are you doing? I said, I'm fine. And she's like, well, I really just wanted to talk to you about your attitude. It's really not improving. So I'm like, okay, like, I already know that you're about to demote me back to sales associate. So, like, just do what you got to do. And just move on with my fucking life. Like, I really don't give a fuck because I'm leaving anyway. So, she's like, yeah, like, I really just want to talk to you about your attitude. It's really not improving, right? So, I'm like, okay. That's all I'm saying is okay. So, she's like, yeah, like, you're always... What'd she say? You're always withdrawn. She either said I was withdrawn from everybody, or like I really just didn't fuck with nobody. My thing was like, I fucked with people that I fucked with. Like, I didn't fuck with the people that she wanted me to fuck with. That's what it was. Like, I didn't fuck with Corella's bitch ass face, her pale flat ass face. I didn't fuck with her. And I didn't fuck with like some other heads in there. I really just fucked with the people that I was working with every day. So that's what she really just didn't. And I didn't fuck with her. That's why she really, cause she was on my dick. Like, when I say she was on the kid's dick, like, she wanted me to just be her little puppy or whatever, but I really wasn't fucking with it. So yeah, she's like, you're really not, your attitude was not improving or whatever, this, that, and the third. And then she goes on to say that, I'm rude. I think she said I was rude. So I just started fucking her at this point. I was like, she said you're rude. She had said you're rude. I was like, well, you're rude. In hindsight, I shouldn't have done this, and I will get into why and everything. But she was like, you're rude. I was like, well, you're rude. And she's like, well, you don't really know how to approach people. I was like, and you don't know how to approach people either. The fuck? And she's like, well, with that being said, I'm gonna have to demote you back to a sales associate because I don't see the point of you being. She said, I don't. What the bitch said was, I don't think you appreciate your position. First of all, bitch, ain't like my position is anything that fucking important. For fucking one. For fucking two, bitch, ain't like my pay increase jumped the fuck like it skyrocketed. Cause let me tell you, if the bitch was trying to pay me racks, I would be your bitch. Like, what do you want me to do? That why I honestly wouldn't. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. But like, she was really acting like it was such a fucking privilege. And I do admit, like, the stuff that I was doing was stuff that I want to do in the future, but not for her. So she was just saying, like, I really don't think you appreciate what we. I think what she said was, I don't think you appreciate what we give you, or I don't think something like off the wall, weird face shit like that. I really understand where the fuck she's coming from. Because bitch, last time I checked, you didn't give me life. You're not my mom, bitch. You're not God. So what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, just was trolling for me to beat that ass. I was like, you know what? Let me just give this bitch a taste of what little paprika is like, right? So she's like, yeah, your work ethic has not been improving and everything like that, which is fucked up because, like, that's something that she told me I was actually good at. Like, she was saying, like, if I get my attitude together, whatever, then yeah, I'll be the best. Like I said on my dick. But anyway, so when she said that, I was like, well, your work ethic is not good. And she's like, what? And she's like, well, that's what I mean. You're aggressive and you're rude. I was like, and you're rude. And I was like, you know what? And you're a bitch. And like, I don't even know why I don't even know where, like, that was just so much aggression and anger that I had towards this bitch. I was like, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. And she was like, what? But like, she didn't even say anything. Like, I literally like broke this bitch's heart. Like, yeah. I am so sorry. But she was like, yeah, I was like, you're a bitch. And I said it like 3 times. So then, once I said that, I got up and I left out the room. And my manager, Brianna, was standing by the door, whatever, right? So she's like, yeah, did you hear what he just said? Did you hear? This is what Miss Shin said. Did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just called me? So I came, my cute ass ran back right around the corner. And I was like, she heard me. She heard me call you a bitch because you're a bitch. The fuck? You're a bitch. So then I went downstairs and I told Bria, which is the one girl that I was really cool with. And I had told her I quit or whatever. She's like, well, fuck that. So she went upstairs and she told her, like, yeah, I'm not coming back. This is my last day. I quit too. And she tried to make us sound like a resignation letter or whatever. I was like, fuck that. And I slammed the door in her face. And I left. But that's not where the story ends.